I became an artist, an actor, and thank God I did, because we are the only profession that celebrates what it means to live a life. Hello and welcome to Rashi Foundation. The minute you learn to love yourself, you won't want to be anyone else. The sure case of Shalima Motial, founder and CEO of Dreamcatchers Vision Private Limited. It's an online talent showcase forum based out of Singapore with global ambitions. Shalima also is an actor and a successful entrepreneur. And we are so happy. Welcome to our show, Shalima.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, Shalima, tell us about Shalima. Shalima, the actor, Shalima, the entrepreneur, Shalima, the woman, and your company, Dreamcatchers Vision.
Good evening, good morning to the viewers, whatever time you're watching this. Hello from Singapore. This is Shalima Motial, as Rashi very kindly introduced. I'm the founder and CEO of Dreamcatchers. It started off as an online talent showcase company, and then we focused on to niche events. So events that not many other people were doing, or if I can be honest, only our company was doing. So that, and in the process of catching other people's dreams, I also caught my own of being an actor. And so I've been an actor in Singapore, actively participating in theater, in short films for the last 4 years now. And it's been a fabulous journey. So I'm from the forces background. My dad's been in the Indian Air Force. So I've done my 13 years of schooling in 8 different schools. People usually find this very fascinating because, I get fascinated by people who say born and brought up in Delhi or born and brought up and lived their whole lives in Mumbai. And I'm like, wow, that must be fascinating. So for me, that born and brought up happened in Singapore because now I'll almost be completing 18 years in Singapore. I've been a jack of many trades. I've been a cabin crew. I have done fashion designing. I've done post-graduation. I worked as a PR manager in a PR company and had my own placement company called Stepping Stones in India. And then we moved to Singapore and I started another venture called Shy Ventures and then Dreamcatcher since the last 10 years almost. Catching people's dreams, catching my own dreams through my company. And it's been marvelous, the way we've created platform for women here, for artists, be it singers, dancers, musicians, and now moving on to, doing theater for people. So actors as well. So I would say happily that there are lots and lots of people here whose dreams we've been able to catch.
This is beautiful, as beautiful you are, Shalima. So coming to Dreamcatcher's Vision, what services does your company offer? Cover it all.
So we started off as an online talent showcase company, right? So something like an Indian Idol, an American Idol, but online. And initially it was, difficult to try and explain the concept to people, but with relentless work and social media and trying to reach out to as many artists as there were in Singapore and around the world, because it was an online platform. So it was open to everyone in the world and the entries were coming in. Singers were sending in their videos and dancers were sending in their videos, but there was no monetization of it. And that's how I discovered that, let's get into events. And I didn't want to just get into events for the heck of it. I love organizing. As I mentioned, I'm from the forces background. So the organization skills run in my blood. Punctuality runs in my blood. So all of those things are very essential for an entrepreneur, and especially if you're into events, because there are so many things that you need to organize, even for a simple dinner at home, right? So when we are talking about a couple of 100 people here, there is n number of lists that one has to go on and on and on with, and then try and tick everything there. So, so I thought that this is going to be a fascinating area, especially when we are covering a area which nobody else has covered. So for example, there were a lot of pageants happening here in Singapore, but there wasn't a platform which was non-competitive for women to generally walk the ramp and enjoy that limelight, enjoy their, freedom as a mom, as an entrepreneur, as a corporate professional. So that's how Runway Mom, Runway Lovers was born. And it was a platform for women to walk irrespective of their age, height, size, nationality, alone, with their children, with their family. And we ran 5 successful seasons of that. And then, we were like, okay, there's theater happening here. I'm an actor myself, but there isn't a theater where the entire family can come and watch together. So that's how Timeless Tales was created. I have a partner, Nandita, and both of us came up with this idea. We've had it last 2 years. And the beginning of this year, despite the fear of Corona and, it's starting off in Singapore after China, we had 5 full shows and we had 60 actors with 16 different nationalities. And before that, lots of various events we've done with Zee TV, with Colors, so promoting artists in Singapore. So like a Salim Suleiman or Farhan Akhtar or Harshdeep Kaur, Javed Ali, when they would come, Dreamcatchers did a nationwide talent hunt for them. So whoever was the winner got an opportunity to sing on stage with these stars, which is like a huge deal and a dream come true for any artist for that matter.
I think there's a lot of work.
Yes. 10 years, yes.
That's lovely. Okay, Shalima, what inspired you to begin this company? Like, was it your dream thing or this was induced?
No, it wasn't a thought of idea to start off online because I launched, dance competition. The condominium that I live in, we were few Indian families here, and every Diwali we would put up a performance. And we were like college kids roaming around with our costumes and rehearsal here, rehearsal there, and so much excitement in the air. And that's when I realized, I said, why do we just get a platform to perform once a year? In college, in school, kids get to do that way more often, right? And that's when the idea of Dreamcatchers came along, that I should provide a platform for everyone, irrespective of their age, even if they're corporate professionals, people need to fulfill their performing arts rights. And it's a right in a way, that other than their office or homemaker duty or whatever it is that they're doing, if they have a little bit of an actor or a singer or a musician in them, where is the platform for them to perform at? And that's how Dreamcatchers was launched. So we did a show for women, and it was a competition to begin with. There were about 60 women on stage, all different age groups, and 6 to 7 groups of them. It was amazing. It was a houseful show. The kind of support that I got from media here, it got covered in national media. MediaCorp covered it, the first event ever. And nobody had an idea who Shalima Motial was. Nobody knew who Dreamcatchers is. And that kind of love and support and warmth, that was a big pat on the back. And from there started the online journey of Dreamcatchers. Also collaborated a lot with a big number of event companies that got artists from India and, did huge number of events, like to a much bigger scale.
So Shalima, what motivation would you like to pass on to the college graduates? Because of COVID, a lot of students who've been pursuing acting or maybe who want to get into events, they are disheartened because of this COVID scenario, especially in India. So what special message or what motivation would you like to pass it on to them?
If you're passionate about something, dive into it. Because, then every day seems exciting. Then it doesn't seem like you're going for work because you're so passionate about it. Even if you're putting 12 to 14 hours in it, it wouldn't seem like drudgery. It wouldn't seem like work. And when I say dive into it informed. So like when I started acting 4 years back, now some of the well-wishers, come and say that when we saw first couple of plays, we were like, really? She doesn't know how to act. And maybe even I thought that in the beginning, but I just kept doing courses and enhancing my skill and taking in all the good and bad feedback and trying to evolve myself, right? Not that I've become like the perfect actor now, but at least I've embarked on the journey, not being full of myself saying, oh, I'm the best there is, but, with an attitude of learning, with an attitude of being student of life, learning in whatever field I get into. So there shouldn't be a shyness that, oh, now that I've done this degree, that's it. Now I'm going to start working and not keep enhancing my skills. So no matter what field of being an entrepreneur you get into, or as an actor, you should constantly keep evolving your skills.
Who are your target audience in case they want to seek out mentorship from you?
In terms of target audience for my events, it varies. So when it's a Runway Mom platform, then usually the people who are participating, their friends and family come. And towards the third, fourth, fifth season, we built that kind of a brand that people who were not really associated or had a friend or family participate also wanted to come as an audience. So that was a different set of audience, right? Then with theater, we had theater enthusiasts who we would reach out to. And because it's such an exciting thing, now everybody's fed up of sitting in front of screens and consuming stuff, right? So a live theater is always very fascinating. Similarly, for mentorship, I don't know if I'm the right person or not, but I'm always available to help the youth out, if that's what you mean. Just through my own experience of being an entrepreneur, not only with Dreamcatchers, but various other platforms back in India as well. And I would call myself a budding actor, not yet there. But yes, I've done about 35, theater productions to a paid audience in Singapore. And I think, if I'm not wrong, around 9 to 10 short films. Many of them have been really, really well received. Just today I posted Pocket Films has picked up another of my films to showcase on their platform. So that's a big pat on the back. They liked, what they saw. And this is probably my third, fourth film that they've picked up to showcase. And Touching Hearts did as well. So anyone who's looking at any kind of mentorship in these two fields, maybe entrepreneur or actor, can directly message me.
And let me come back to your journey once again. So why don't you share some hardships? Because see, events is no joke. This is what I know because I have been from that industry. So let's hear some hardships you faced when you started this career.
When we started off with Dreamcatchers, we did Love to Dance, which was the first event. After that, we started this online talent showcase. Now we kept launching, Most Wanted Entertainer, Music Star Wars. So just to get the word out there, like some of my closest friends were, very confused about what does Dreamcatcher stand for. So why are you doing this Most Wanted Entertainer? What are you getting in return? And I was like, I'm not getting anything in return right now. In fact, I'm giving out cash prizes to the winners, right? But just to be able to explain the concept that I'm providing a platform for artists and musicians to then step out of their drawing rooms and then be seen by way more number of people than their immediate friends and family. Get that recognition, right? And maybe help them in their journey and career. So I would say the challenge was to be able to tell people what Dreamcatchers is, what we are trying to achieve and attain through our platform. And then after that, the challenge continued because the kind of events that I got into were very niche. People hadn't heard of Runway platform for all ages and sizes. And, they were like, but, I'm not a model. And I'm like, yes, it is not for models. Right? But I'm short, or I'm big, or I'm a mom. And I'm like, yes, it is for you. So this is non-competitive. And so with every event that we came up with, the challenge was always to try and explain it to people, what it is. Luckily, what happened was with social media, we would put out a poster, put out everything in it, and still people would pick up the phone and ask the same questions. And then I said, you know what? We've all become lazy in that sense. We don't want to read through minute details. So why don't I start making videos? And that's what I started doing. And, then it's easier for people to just press the play button and consume information. And so slowly and gradually, I figured what was working and what wasn't. And I think as an entrepreneur, you need to do that always with anything, right? You can't be married to the initial idea you start out with. Because, for example, with me, it wasn't working. The online talent part wasn't working. So I had to start collaborating with other event companies, doing it not just online, but on stage as well. Because that's more gratifying for the artist to be able to perform to a live audience. And so, when people started knowing Dreamcatchers, with all the hard work and the number of hours and, the perseverance that I had behind the platform, then it became easier through the videos, through the brand itself. Then, people would come forward and say, okay, when is your next season? When is this happening? When is that happening? When are you doing this again? So that actually gave me a lot of confidence that because we manage it well, because it's organized well, because I start on time, no matter what, by God's grace, all my events have started on time. Because we don't only value our time, we value our audience's time as well. If they've taken out 2 hours to come and watch our shows, they better start and finish on time. So all of those small things, keeping people ahead of you, giving them that kind of importance, be it the audience or people associated with our events. I think all of those small things, which are a part of my growing up, the morals and values with which I have grown up and my parents have instilled in me. So that somehow comes out, because you can't keep your professional and your personal life separate. They do come together, and then your real personality comes out when you're dealing with people. And so it's been a good journey, because, as I said, I'm from the forces background. We are in a way brought up in the fashion that you have to get along with everyone. There is no choice, right? There are limited number of people wherever we are posted. And so just with that easygoing and positive and happy-go-lucky attitude, to get along with all backgrounds of people and make them feel important, genuinely so, was easy. And because of that, the flow of the events was easy. The team we always inherited in every event, came on full-heartedly and with complete passion to see it through successfully. And all of the ingredients put in together always made a very memorable event for everyone involved.
I loved what you just said, that there is no choice. You have to get along with people when you are posted at smaller places. I think this is beautiful. Acting is a very personal process. It has to do with expressing your own personality and discovering the character you're playing through your own experience. We request all our followers, in case you want mentorship for your acting skills, for event skills, please get in touch with Shalima. She'll be more than glad to even help you, counsel you. And thank you so much, Shalima. It was a great session and we really enjoyed it.